In today's Plymouth Fury update, I've got the car home. It's no longer sitting out in the field. It's sitting on a nice dry concrete slab on jack stands to keep anything from being a problem and to keep weight off the suspension until I get around to replacing the broken torsion bar here. I have the replacement sorted. I just have to get around to the process. Then after that, I'm going to drop in the replacement engine, which I will show later in this video. Unfortunately, due to it sitting in less than ideal conditions for a little while, it accrued this new lovely dent in the rear quarter and had a nasty problem with fire ants. So, I decided to borrow another one of my cars to solve the problem. This is a 1983 Imperial, roughly 86,000 miles. And the 318 in this one is virtually identical to the 318 that will be going in the Fury. But, if you've noticed, I've got a vacuum hose routed from the exhaust to the window. It's a homemade bug bomb that ought to ensure those damn fire ants get what's coming to them. Because as soon as they're gone, I can pull the back seat, climb through, and gain access to the trunk. Now, if you're looking at the fuel filler behind the license plate spot here, if I open this, ugh, it is a nasty, rank odor of foul gasoline. And the damage to the tank means that I've come to terms with just having to replace it outright. Rear end seems okay. Little rust down here in the lower rockers, but otherwise it is still not too bad. I mean, this is a four-door car. It's never going to be a show vehicle, but there's no major rot through in the fin valleys. The rear glass is intact, albeit the trim's popping a little on that side. I need to clean this all off too. I was going to clean, vacuum, and pressure wash the car, but the ants kind of prevented me from doing that. Here's some ant killer, but I think this solution is a little bit more permanent. And despite the fact that these are hubcaps from a 60s Pontiac, they actually look pretty good on this car. Wise fenders are solid. Grille completely solid and will clean up nicely. Even the lower valance down here is still intact. There's another little dent here that'll have to be remedied, but both Fury emblems are present. AC box is still there. I'm going to hook up air conditioning to the car, upgrade it from a single master to a dual, set it up to be a decent daily driver. But you can tell from the level of smoke that the car is getting pretty well filled with carbon monoxide to take care of those damn ants. And now I'll show you the spare motor. What you doing, kitty cat? Not this one. This is the 82 Frank Sinatra edition Imperial I mentioned in another video. This right here is the spare 318 that will be going into the Fury. It initially was acquired with the other Imperial that's outside, but between the two of them, this one's got twice as many miles, but running an Edelbrock 4-barrel intake, 4-barrel carb, more fun car. What you doing, kitty cat? Ignore the tires. That one's for Plymouth. That's a Rolls-Royce wheel. There will be updates on the Cummins swapped Rolls-Royce as soon as that thing's actually rolling down the road. Otherwise, though, the Fury is still solid, still progressing. I'd show you how well the door seals are on this thing. Well, not door seals, doors are, and how solid it is. But you'll have to settle for this. Exhaust is completely shot. But the floor pan, aside from a few minor spots, is not terrible. Fuel line. Realistically, this car, with a little cut and patchwork, as long as I don't get too overzealous with what I want to do to it. I mean, even the lower rockers, pretty solid. I'll get this thing back on the road within a reasonable amount of time. Still have a few more parts to track down. Ugh. But the emblems are still there, the dented headlight bezels. I'm debating going over the car with a cheap Rust-Oleum just because it's already got a shot of Rust-Oleum red on it. So going over it with black to make it look a little more respectable. But at the same time, I don't want to lose that nice quality patina it's got going for it. But since they were lazy and there's overspray everywhere, I'm not sure which way to go. We'll decide that later. But for now, hopefully this is the solution, a final solution to the ant problem. Yeah, it's really fogging up in there. Proves the car seals pretty well, go figure. Alright, until next time. That's where the Fury's at. She's sitting on dry ground and work is still progressing even though there aren't constant updates.